Welcome to Joa Fitness Health Wellness Video Podcast, a space to ignite your day through positive conversations. We bring people that have created excellence in their life, sharing high vibration in their reawakening path.
Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. You are listening to Back into Alignment. My name is Joa Rivas. I'm here in the city of Toronto, and it's summer. I love summer, and it's hot. It's getting me to move. I actually just ride the bike to my office. It's great. But I can tell you, my back is getting back again with pain. It's just so sad. I used to present myself as like somebody with no pain, but the pain came back 2 months ago. And I'm here actually bringing hope to you. If you're actually passing through any challenge in your body, the pain could be manifested in so many ways. In my case, it's manifested as a lower back pain, especially around my hip area. You're here, you are in the channel to find solutions. And today I am super excited to have, for the second time, our guest of the month, which is Morentin. He is in Arizona, and he actually is a cannabis consultant and a coach, health coach. So hi, Al. How are you, Al?
Hey, Joe, doing fine. How are you?
Great. Yes, just nice and tan, enjoying the hot weather in the north. And yes, all good. I'm actually happy to talk to you. I've been researching a lot about cannabis, cannabinoids, tinctures, blends, because my pain, I actually have osteoarthritis. Only a month ago, I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis. So I'm actually very curious about our conversation today that is actually dedicated to osteoarthritis and how cannabis can help to improve the joint mobility and decreasing the inflammation in the body. So, and you, how was your week out since the last time we talked?
It was awesome. Just getting more clients with hardcore conditions that need help, and that's really gratifying to be able to help people like that.
Yes, if you are tuning into this podcast for the first time, you can actually go down to the last episode last Friday. We introduced Al as a health coach and cannabis consultant, where he actually shares the why he started this business. And it's actually related to his glaucoma, and very fascinating how he healed his glaucoma. He actually is treating his glaucoma with a blend of cannabinoids. I actually wrote a whole blog about glaucoma and how the cannabis decreases the intraocular pressure, which can actually help vision. And it was fascinating to hear from a living example as Al, how he has done it, and 36 of his clients. So if you want to read about the blog, you can just go into my website, joafitness.com, in blogs. And the part of the last blog is we actually have all these resources that actually give some information about how we can actually support the process of healing illness like this serious. Today, we're dedicating our 20 minutes talk quickly to osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is something that is affecting a lot of people, especially women. I am in Canada, I'm in Toronto, and I didn't know that 1 every 5 women in Canada suffers of osteoarthritis before 40. I am 37. And last 2 months, I've been experiencing pain through my spine, and I could not find a root of the issue. So I went to the doctor, I got an MRI, and my doctor, even though the pain was it was exactly in my hip and my lower back, my doctor told me, I'm curious about your neck too. Let's get an MRI in the entire spine. And it happens that both neck and lower back, it was diagnosed with osteoarthritis. And I was kind of in a shock because I have been eating super healthy, my friends. I'm a health coach, and I am very serious about taking care of my body. And I don't drink alcohol. Like I'm not the type of friend you want to have because I'm not that fun. But I love I love dancing, and I love having fun with my friends, anyways. And I've been feeling like a grandma when I'm dancing, like I'm a Latina woman, I love dancing. And all of a sudden I can feel like when I'm standing for a long period, I'm having lower back pain, I'm having hip pain to a level from 1 to 10, I would say about 9. Sometimes I have to sit down, I have to go home and sleep. And so, no, I want to keep dancing. So come on, Al, give us some hope, give us some information about osteoarthritis and cannabis. Maybe this will be a solution for somebody like me that wants to dance.
Yeah, definitely. And what you're describing is very common. Osteoarthritis is actually the most common type of arthritis out there. And it's basically a wear and tear kind of a arthritis, so it happens, through like continued use or overuse sometimes, and sometimes from injury. There are some times it'll happen from like unknown origin, they say, but usually there's like some kind of repetitive wear, and it'll happen as you get into your 30s and 40s, more because you've had more wear and tear. But there is solutions, and there is relief that many, including myself, have had through the cannabinoid therapies. Definitely.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about the reception that we had from last week. We talk about glaucoma. Did you get anyone that listened to our podcast that told you, wow, Al, I didn't know about this? Like, wow. Did you get any comment?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's that was a very, and you asked a lot of good questions basically, and brought out a lot of good information. So I actually had a couple people set some consultations because of it. Because like I sent it out to about 10,000 people, from my email list to the different social media. Yeah. But it was a very, very good response.
Yes, it's actually interesting because we only see the diseases and we try to heal it with painkillers and the pharmaceutical solutions, but we actually ignore sometimes this because it's not even legal in some countries. Like I am in Canada and it's legal here, but some countries, medicine is seen as a harmful thing for the people, right? So we are actually, first of all, so blessed and grateful to be in places that is actually legal to be doing this type of medicinal practices. And it was really great to bring this type of solutions to people through my channel, because back into alignment is related to spine, but actually our eyes are related to our spine. Like if you're not able to have a proper vision, it will be affected your balance, it will be affected your peripheral space. So it's actually so interconnected, the eye vision, the eyes with the spine. And today with the osteoarthritis, I know you have great study cases, the case studies that you are actually bringing in your channel. You do have a YouTube channel that I've been following, and you are a great you're great exposing this, because you first talk about the illness, you talk about how cannabis works in it, and then you bring some case studies that you actually have applied with your clients. So as you were saying, and you are saying that there are four type of arthritis. The most common one is osteoarthritis, the one that we're going to be talking today. There is also rheumatoid arthritis. There is psoriatic arthritis, and there is also lupus. So can you please tell us a little bit about how many people come to you with this type of inflammatory autoimmune issues?
The most common is the osteoarthritis and the rheumatoid arthritis, and then there's a ton of people that come for neck pain, like back and low back pain and stuff like that. But with the arthritis specifically, osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis are the biggest ones. And people, they've tried everything. They've done physical therapy, and they've done cleanses, and they've done, it's like just all the different gamuts or spectrums under the sun. And CBD, and cannabinoids, are the missing link, basically. It's some, if you're not taking that, then you're not going to get the success that you're looking for. And there's specific reasons for that.
Yes, exactly. Now, for those that are perhaps experiencing rheumatoid arthritis, there is a difference between these two. One is related to the autoimmune system, and the other one is related to the wear and tear. So this is the one I have, wear and tear joints, that it could be manifested in any joint. And like you were saying in the video, it could be one particular area. Like in my mom has osteoarthritis in the fingers, like on the hands, mostly on the hands. It's represented on the hands, but she also has a little bit on the knees. And in my case, it's manifested in my spine. And now rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease where your own body attacks the joints. So it's actually so interesting how we can create these diseases. And now we do have this awareness that we can actually find solutions, like you were saying, with this type of therapies. And I actually saw your video that even if you guys want to go into his channel, can you please remind us your channel again?
The YouTube channel is youtube.com/myfitlife, all one word.
My Fit Life. He actually has many health conditions that have been shown great results using the cannabinoids and cannabis blends that you do. I wanted to know, how does CBD work for osteoarthritis?
Okay, so there's a couple different ways that it works. The most common way that people think of is through two of its great characteristics, which is pain relieving and anti-inflammatory aspects. So those are two of the greatest symptoms, basically, pain and inflammation, and it has the anti-inflammatory and pain relieving effects. So that's what people normally take it for, and they take it sporadically, and that's just the first level of relief, kind of a thing. There's different levels of relief, different levels of healing, and the one that people get most concerned with is just getting out of pain, but there's actually going into health and healing. And that's another part, that if you take CBD on a daily basis, and sometimes in a macro dosing when you first take it, then there's things that will happen that could actually help you to get better. And it actually helps to break down the calcification and crystallization that is formed in the joints over time. That wear and tear isn't often grinding down of the joints. It's where there's a lot of action in the joints, and around it, this calcification forms and crystallization. It's like a calcium deposit, and almost like the uric acid crystals that form with gout, but it's around your that's around your big toe usually, but this is crystallization around the joints. So that calcification and crystallization causes pain, and it limits range of motion. CBD actually breaks down that calcification and crystallization, dissipates it into your bloodstream, gets rid of it, so the condition doesn't exist anymore.
And as I was checking the content that we were sharing together, we were chatting about like how CBD can work for pain management. Like you were saying, it goes deeper, not only on the bone, but also it could treat the crystallization and the calcification or what's happening around the joint. So it decreases the inflammatory response in our body, and it also relieves the pain. So I wanted to know a little bit more about the sources, because maybe people are asking like, what type of cannabis are you talking? Because there is a lot of stigma about marijuana, right? It's like, why you just win a recreational? We're not talking about the recreational. We're actually talking about the one that it really goes deeper into not only our brain and how we're feeling tipsy or not, but it's actually, we're talking about the benefits of using the CBD specifically for osteoarthritis. So I wanted to know if people are actually curious about the difference between the CBD as a topical or maybe as a tincture or caps. How do you, as an expert, know how to create these formulas?
Okay, so there's as far as the topicals versus tinctures and capsules kind of thing, is that what you wanted to find out about?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so there's levels of administration and effectiveness that I've come up with basically and they're the two main levels, is the level 1, level 2. The tinctures and the capsules are like the primary or level 1 source of cannabinoid supplementation. That's what's going to get you the most benefit. People with arthritis, all different types, and this pain period, will go to the tincture first because they want that instant relief, and that's fine. But if you want to get like healing benefits and get rid of the situation, so you don't have, so you're not in constant pain and constantly putting topicals on yourself, then you want to take the capsules or tinctures in a at first, sometimes in a macro dose to overcome the situation, and then in a maintenance dose afterwards. And you do that on a consistent basis daily, morning and evening, because it's an essential nutrient that you need on a daily basis to operate at the most optimal levels, right? So, and that's how the calcification and crystallization breaks down, by having that consistent amount. And then the topical is like a secondary source of like relief, or whatever you want to call it, and you use that for flare-ups, like during the day. It could be like when you wake up, because you have trouble just getting going, you're stiff and stuff, and that's fine. Or if you're gonna go on a long walk or a hike, you do it then, before a workout and things like that. That's how the topicals are used. So but the tincture and the capsule is the primary source, taken orally.
Okay, so you recommend tincture and capsules. And I wanted to know a little bit more of the relation of the gene expression and the osteoarthritis. And you are also commenting about how the neuromodulation is actually supported by the CBD.
Okay, so yeah, so one of the most beneficial things about CBD, or cannabinoids, period, right? That is that they are responsible for what's called gene expression. So, excuse me. So every cell in your body has all of the DNA. Not just the DNA for itself, but all of the DNA to create every part of your body, right? And but each cell, depending on which cell it is, has a specific job, and specific tasks that it should perform. The CBD is like the librarian that goes into the cell, and there's all this vast amount of information from your DNA, and it picks out the instructions just for that cell, and it gives it to the cell so it can perform those tasks. And that's what gene expression is. So the neuromodulation, it's basically one of those tasks that needs to be performed, and it just has to do with the integrity of the nervous the pathways, and being able to get to the cell, to have that anti-inflammatory and pain relieving response. So there's a pathway that goes from your brain to your central nervous system to your peripheral nervous system, and then back up from peripheral to central to your brain. And it's like a super highway. And if any of that area is blocked, if there's like a traffic jam along the way, then there will be an expression of pain. And it will be in like that exact area, because each part of your body has a direct link for, through that pathway, the peripheral, the central, the brain, and back down to a specific spot. So you need the proper nutrition in order to relieve all of that, and have the pain relieving and anti-inflammatory responses work. Because pain isn't natural, it's not normal. But if you don't have the proper nutrition inside of you, then it will manifest itself, and that's just a warning signal telling you that you need to supplement with cannabinoids.
Cannabinoids. For those people who don't know what cannabinoids are, can you please remind us?
Okay, cannabinoids are they're the components that are within the cannabis plant or the hemp plant. There's over 113 cannabinoids. There's THC, which is the one that is most talked about, in the psychoactive one, when it's activated in the delta 9 THC. Then there's CBD. Those are the two ones that are the macro, form of them, that are the most abundant. And then there's a bunch of micro ones. There's little have little bits of them in there, like CBC, CBG, and other cannabinoids, and they just all have benefit. It's just like phytonutrients. There's thousands of phytonutrients. There's 84 minerals. And they each have their little benefits. So there's a ton of different cannabinoids. They have similar benefits, but they have a little bit more of an emphasis on one thing than the other. So that's why at our company we have the full spectrum and full extract oil that has all of the cannabinoids in there. We created a high CBD version, so you don't get high off of that, but it does have micro amounts of THC, CBC, CBG, and other cannabinoids that we found to have great benefit for health and healing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these are basically all the components that you can actually put together and create these formulas. So that's for those people that were actually asking me about what cannabinoids are. Most of the people know the THC and the CBD, but as you mentioned, there are way many more. You said what about 113?
Yeah, they say there's over 113.
Mm-hmm. Now, coming back to osteoarthritis, so for the Canadian people today, 6 million of Canadians have arthritis, and I am one of them. About 20% of the population, 15 plus, has arthritis, and basically about 1 every 5 people have arthritis, having the higher risk a woman. So that's very interesting. There is also about 25,000 of Canadian children and adolescents looking for solutions to treat arthritis. And about 60% of the people that have arthritis are women. So it's actually very interesting. I am part of this group, and that's what I'm so curious. My mom has arthritis. Some of my aunts have arthritis. So this affects a lot of people all over the world. And I actually wanted to know, as your future client, I actually want to try this type of blends of cannabinoids. How would I start with you with a protocol related to osteoarthritis? You will put me in the morning, in the night. Are you gonna add some specific morning stretches? Like, did you add some type of your health coaching protocols in order to the whole results to come together?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I have, I've been a holistic health practitioner forever, for decades, and I have programs that I've developed. The 21-day reset, which is a cleansing and detoxification program that I put over 10,000 people through in person, and it's fantastic. And I have another program called AWOL, A Way of Life. It's a lifestyle and weight management program to help people to live the life that they were meant to live, basically, and get off of pharmaceuticals and harmful medications naturally, kind of a thing. So when I started doing the cannabinoid therapies, that sort of fell off the wayside a little bit, and I haven't done it as much, just like the 21-day reset once a year or whatever. But I've been doing case studies for not just arthritis, but everything, that I work with, and I've developed specific protocols for all of that. So I'm actually launching out in September for the first time, like a beta program of not just the CBD, not just the supplementation, but all of it, the CBD, all the cofactor supplementation, and then the eating, the fasting, intermittent fasting, all the different principles that will have success for a person sooner than later, right? And so it is a complete protocol. We have if people don't have fitness, kind of familiarity, or they don't have a coach, then we have basic workouts for them as well that I have recorded, because I own the gym for 28 years, so I have all kinds of that stuff too. But it's basically a complete protocol where you don't have to go to anybody else. That's a big problem that I've found, is I give people a protocol for the CBD and the supplementation and how to take that and ramp up and go back down into maintenance phase and all that kind of stuff. But then they get a diet or another supplementation program from their chiropractor or naturopath or osteopath, and they're super well-meaning, but it sort of isn't what what I would recommend, and it sort of goes against what I'm doing a little bit, and it makes my job a little harder. So I'm just doing this as a proof of concept, basically.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So in my case, you will probably put me into a morning and night tincture.
Yeah, so I could tell you the CBD protocol is super easy for osteoarthritis right now. People start off with 25 milligrams twice a day, so 50 milligrams total per day, once in the morning, once in the evening, and then you could use a topical or a tincture, like for flare-ups, microdose the tincture, or use the topical at the point of contact, just for flare-ups, and just whenever they happen, you just use them, and they'll happen less and less over time. You do that 25 milligrams twice a day for about 7 to 10 days, and some people are good there. So some people are just like, hey, this is my jam, and
Okay.
then but other people like, hey, I'm doing good, but I think it needs a little bit more. And then you'll just double up the 50 milligrams twice a day, so 100 milligrams total per day, and about 80% of people are in one of those two categories, and then some people need a little tiny bit more, so, and then you just sort of adjust that over time. And we give free initial protocol consultations to help you decide which product to get, and then we give ongoing consultations for free to our clients, to help them to adjust their protocol, because we want you to not just get success but sustain the success and maintain it.
Okay, awesome. So you give the administration starts at 25, which is two dosage of 25, and then you can perhaps increase depending of how the people start adapting to the protocol. Plus, you also, like you commented, you also like to incorporate your wellness and health coaching habits that will help you to create a lifestyle that it will guide you into the optimization of your entire health, which is how it is. Especially in the morning, that's when we feel the most stiffness in the morning. So I'm sure like you will promote to do some exercises in the morning. I remember we were talking about what you really love doing, and I remember you were commenting that you love exercising, not only your mind, you actually like to work out. I can see you're really lean, so that means that you are definitely having a proper body composition. And you also love cooking. You love cooking. Do you actually cook with CBD and you do cook with cannabis?
I like, not on a regular basis, but yeah, we do like I just did it this weekend. We had like a little get together to show people the different kinds of cannabis and the different kinds of strains and growing processes, and I made some CBD infused cookies, just for the people that attended, because I like to just get people familiar with uh um the cannabis and the CBD, and then experience it firsthand, so they see that it's not harmful and it actually has benefit.
Yes, yes. Well, I am excited, but I haven't actually asked you something important, which are the case studies. Can you please mention one of the most relevant case studies that you have worked related to rheumatoid arthritis?
Okay, so there's, well, one that's related to what you're talking about is me, okay? Because
Okay.
like you said, I've been working out my entire life. I've won nationals twice. I got second place in the worlds, and won states, and set 6 state records in powerlifting, right? So I beat my body up, and people that are, I'm 56 now. I started powerlifting when I was 18, and did it for like over like 40 years, so people that are in my situation are really beat up, and I have full range of motion with everything. But when I was 42, before I discovered the stuff for my glaucoma, I went dancing with my girlfriend, and I was just starting to go out with her at the time. And I went to a nightclub, and I was dancing, and I used to throw nightclubs and stuff, and underground parties and things. And I love to dance just like you. And I was dancing for about 15 minutes. This is the first time I went to a club with her, and my low back
Mm.
starts aching. And I'm like, hey, what's that? And I'm like, that's not normal. And all of a sudden, I was like, hey, I think I have to rest. And I've never had to rest before. I
Yeah,
wasn't tired. I couldn't.
the
So
pain. Yeah.
yeah. So the low back pain, and that sort of continued a little bit. And I was like, wow. So I was 42. At 47, I figured out the protocol for my eyes, and I started taking the CBD and THC oils for daily basically. And one of the benefits that happened was the low back pain went away. My neck pain went away, and my migraines, were under control. It was like crazy. So that was a big deal, because I was dealing with that from 42 through to that 47, but within a matter of months it went away, and it was noticeable. I was like, hey, wait a minute, like I'm back like I used to be, and that's awesome. But there's several people like the one of the cool ones was Aaliyah. She um she's a wonderful woman. I was at the hemp museum for a Halloween event, and we were just giving away all kinds of product and stuff, and this woman comes up. She's like really colorful. She's a works for LA Unified School District, and she's an art teacher, and just amazing personality. And she's like, hey, she's just like you. Like, I love to have fun. I love to dance, but I'm sidelined. Like my hip and my ankle. And now my knee's starting to bother me. And I just I love to have fun, and now I have to watch. Just from the side. And is there anything that you have that would help me? And I was like, like we have a lot of success, just with our capsules and tinctures. So and I gave her a capsule and said, here, take this, and you know um uh go walk around for about 45 minutes, or hang out, listen to the band, and come back and let me know how you're doing. So I didn't think anything of it, because I said that to a bunch of people, and I ran out to my car to get some supplies on Hollywood Boulevard. It was late a Saturday night, and I'm grabbing some supplies, and I'm running back, and I hear out of this crowd, there's people with costumes. It's Halloween, and I hear, Al's the man. And I was like, who's saying that? We're on the sidewalk, and there's a walk of fame and everything, and in front of the building, and I hear it again, Al's the man. And I like look, and it's that woman, Aaliyah. And she comes out, and she's like this, doing this little moves, and she goes, this stuff is amazing. She goes, my ankle, my hip, she goes, I can move now. She goes, let's go back to your table. I want to get more of this stuff. And then she just continued to take it. She still takes it, 4 or 5 years later, and she's
Okay.
referred like a dozen people.
Yeah. And it doesn't really give you side effects, right?
No, in all the years, like I've been working with cannabis since 1987, and in all the years, I haven't seen anybody have any side effects. You like to say it has side benefits.
Yes, like you were healing glaucoma, and then now you also were helping your spine. So yeah, it's all about inflammation and reducing the inflammation in the body. As you were commenting, the neuromodulation that actually can generate by ingesting these cannabinoids. Exciting, super exciting. We're going to be continuing these conversations, and we love to hear your comments. And these conversations are for you. And somebody like me, if you have arthritis, maybe now you are curious to try this medicinal therapy that it actually gives you side benefits. Why not? I am definitely going to start as soon as I get the first shipping. I want to try it's 10 days, and by next week I will be even a little bit more in a experiential wisdom to talk to you with a better understanding of this. I actually have some topicals, and I apply it on my neck. I don't feel much of the topicals, perhaps because the concentration or the blend is not specifically for me. But I definitely would love to know the protocols that you do that are a little bit more specific to my health condition. Well, Al, it's been a pleasure to have you today. I know we have a great connection now that is getting better. Thank you so much, my friend Al. You want to share a last thought for today?
No, well, just believe in possibility. There is, if you have osteoarthritis, there is the possibility of getting relief and actually getting better.
Yes, exactly. Like one of your mottos, one of your mottos, look better, feel better, live better. And if you want to know more about Al and all the stories, he actually has a group with over 1,700 cannabis advocates and enthusiasts. It's called Cannabis Friends of Phoenix. And this is actually a meetup. And if you have the application meetup, you can find him there. You can find a lot of people that probably will inspire you to find healing methodologies. We also have him in the blog of his website, which is myfitlife.net. And we have him on YouTube too, where he actually exposes all this information about health conditions, how we can treat it, which is My Fit Life. So thank you so much. If you want to get in contact with what I do, it's joafitness.com. And remember that together we are stronger.
We invite you to subscribe to this channel and share with your community. Please leave comments below, and if you like the episode, click the like button. Have a beautiful day.